Welcome to
Jumpman. Many of us recognize this as the first official name for Mario in Donkey Kong from 1981, before Mario Bros. In 1983. Has it ever occurred to you that Mario has become more and more Jumpman in every single game since his initial arcade debut as Jumpman? It recently dawned on me that Jumpman was the least Jumpman-esque that Mario has ever been. And that initial name Jumpman has only become more and more accurate over the past 40 years. Here we've got Jumpman. Relative to his size, it's an impressive jump. Even if he's only 5 feet tall, a 60-inch vertical is up there at the very height of athleticism that this world has seen. But, as we all know, this was only a warm-up. Shortly after that, in the arcade game Mario Bros., we can see that his name has changed, although his Jumpman abilities have approximately doubled since last time. This is of course nothing compared to a super jump that we could only find in Super Mario Bros. On NES. In only 3 games, Jumpman's jumping abilities have more than tripled in height and range, even quintupled and more when running. You'd be shocked to know that for every single example we can come up with, there's always going to be something different when it comes to Mario's jump. Even in Super Mario Bros. 2, where you have more characters to choose from, Mario still gets decent air and is about as nimble as ever. The difference here is holding down for a quick charge to perform a super high jump that we could never do before. Let's see what's different in the next game. Super Mario Bros. 3. When it comes to the change in mechanics, Mario 3 has the power meter. Building up speed lets you clear an insane amount of distance, and as we've learned about Mario, or Jumpman, from the very beginning, some of his abilities come in the form of power-ups, and Mario 3 is when jumping officially transforms into ascending, with the screen scrolling upward into the clouds. You'd think that flying is really about as far as things could go, but it's not true. Super Mario World, known as Super Mario Bros. 4 elsewhere, didn't just include the P-meter mechanic without displaying a P-meter, but rather relying on Mario's body language to indicate that it's full, when he picks up speed and his arm goes backward. And they didn't just include a cape that allowed you to fly, bounce and glide with trapped air, and come crashing down into the earth with a kaboom. They also actually gave us an entirely new jump with a newly available button, A in order to spin. Jumpman has been able to jump his way into and through blocks for years, but how about a jump that could destroy those with his feet? Not to mention your new jump off of your friend Yoshi's back, to go significantly higher and further than before. When it comes to adding something new, they didn't disappoint with Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, where jumping can now keep you suspended for a surprisingly long time, with well-timed flutter kicks from our Yoshi friends. You may just need a flutter or two, but it can be done almost indefinitely if your timing is perfect. We know what direction we're headed from here, and that's to the Nintendo 64 with Mario 64, and the examples only get more convincing from here. We've seen the jump mechanic be enhanced and change across 7 2D games. Well, how about in 3D? We get a huge arsenal of 8 different jumps. In actuality, this should be called Jumpman 64 because that's exactly how it plays. There's the single, double, the triple, backflip, the long jump, the side jump, wall kick, the butt thwomp, and the dive, plus the obscure and never really used squatting slide jump. Mix in the fact that you're rocking an all-new analog stick that tilts and steers for different aims and trajectories, you're dealing with hundreds of different jump combinations. And not only that, in our first trip to 3D, we still take our wings into the sky, which is initiated with a cannon shot or triple jump. Even when it seems there's nowhere else to grow and innovate the jump, we can't underestimate Nintendo's ability to come up with something new. And something new, very new, is what we got in Super Mario Sunshine.
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
With 95% plus of the game taking place with FLUDD, the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dowsing device. It entirely changes how we think about and use our jumping in combination with the water jets. They also brought Yoshi back, with his fluttering abilities to further affect the jumping. Just when all of the different jumps, with flying, hovering, and bursting, not to mention bouncing, it makes it seem that jumping couldn't really be changed that much, but then we are introduced to
Super Mario Galaxy!
my gosh, Super Mario Galaxy is one of the most unbelievably creative 3D platformers of all time. Your excellent jump variety from Super Mario 64 returns, and all of these jumps will be affected by the gravitational pulls, which makes for all kinds of unique and completely fresh platforming action with so much experimentation and fooling around to try. As if this wasn't amazing enough to pull the entire game, you also have launch stars that can be used with a jump and flick of the Wiimote. Plus, with Mario Galaxy's one-of-a-kind platforming offering so many different perspectives, you'd also be relieved to possess a way to stall your jumps for precision, which is exactly what they give you with your little star buddy, with a jump and a wag. With everything that goes on into jumping here, on top of what the power-ups can do for you, what in the world could possibly be new with Jumpman's next jump? And then the Nintendo Switch hits us with this. Cappy. After playing with and seeing all of the crazy maneuvers that are used throughout this game to reach and accomplish the most insane jumps, with so many consecutive jumps and dives in the air, the more accurate title would have been Super Jumpman Odyssey, because Mario has never been more Jumpman than right now. The least amount of Jumpman that Jumpman has been was in his initial debut in 1981, and now Jumpman has never been more accurate to describe this character. And at this point, unless something changes to the Jumpman formula, one or more new jumps will be implemented in the next major Mario game. Heck, we can't forget about Mario's return of 2D side-scrolling action, receiving many jump additions that were started in the 3D games. They also brought something new to the table with the little Wiimote mid-air spins to clear more ground. Not to mention the power-ups that change how you jump or ascend. It seems that Mario will always keep us guessing how they'll change his jump, man. And the question that they miraculously keep finding an answer for is, how?